So there's a drop off right here. What I like to do is I like to toss it out about 45-degree angle, standing next to the shore like this. Toss it out about 45-degree angle and then work your way back. That's when I start going out more deeper. I feel like if there's any bass here, the bass will be facing upwards, or they'll be facing that way or back this way. So I'll just toss it out like that. All I'm doing is I'm just dragging this jig head on the bottom. And it's landing about 30 feet right now. That's very deep. So when you throw a jig head, you want to keep the jig down there as long as possible. You know, you don't want to rush, because once you toss it out and that jig falls down, if there's any bass in that area, the bass will investigate right away once your jig hits the bottom. All you want to do is just take your time on the bottom. So you could drag it, you could bounce it off the bottom, however you like it. Yeah, a lot of rocks though. Yeah, I see a lot of algae down there, but it's not getting stuck on any algae. Maybe there's only algae on the shore right here. Okay, so right now it's still pretty early. It's almost 4 o'clock right now. So we have about up until I think 7:30. That's about maybe 3.5 hours of fishing. I'm gonna be throwing this jig for about an hour. If it doesn't work out, I'm gonna switch over to the jerk bait. After the jerk bait, if that doesn't work out, I'm probably gonna go for bluegill for a little bit. And after that, I'm gonna wait until that last 30 minutes of sunlight, and I'm gonna go back to the jerk bait and see if it works out. Yeah, so right now I'm just taking my time on this. We'll see. I might even switch over to the trick worm. So since it's pretty rocky down there, I'm just bouncing it on the bottom. So basically it's just hopping rock to rock. And these rocks are not really that big enough. It's not really that big to where it will get snagged. So I think I'll be fine for now. The way you want to fish this jig is you want to feel everything that's on the bottom. Every little rock. Every little rock, every little tree. That way you have an idea of how the structure is. So every time you reel it in, you know where everything's at. Some folks I see, they like throwing jig, but they'll do a straight retrieve. Just like a swim bait. They'll just toss it out and they'll just retrieve it. All right, let's toss it. Oh my gosh, dude. God damn. Đánh tông tạc cá của ấy. Tay lột tu kia. So to me, throwing a jig is all about making that fish commit to the jig. You know, once you toss it out, you want to imagine the fish following the lure or the jig on the drop. Because once it hits bottom, that don't mean that the bass is going to hit right away. The bass want to investigate to see how it reacts. Now, there's many ways to do this. You can either make it hop, or you can either make it twitch, however you want, however you like it, but you got to learn what the bass like. Now, every lake, the bass are different, you know, and different condition is different too. We're going into fall, and the bass is still pretty active, in my opinion, because I could still see some bait fish running around here, but it seems like they're just not biting. So there's two different kind of bass. There's the bass that suspend, which means that they float. So for example, let's say if the water's to about 15 feet, the fish will stay on top about I say 5 feet to maybe 7 feet, and they'll just float there looking for whatever bait that's on top of the water. And then there's the bottom feeder fish, which they stay on the bottom throughout the whole day, and at a certain time of the day they'll rotate. You know, they'll go back to suspending or they'll go back to bottom feeding. Right now I'm focusing on the bottom feeder, so we'll see how that goes. Okay, so right now there's a little drop off that comes down here, and right on the bottom, as I throw out more further, it feels like it's flat down there. So what I want to do is I want to throw it where that point where it starts to flatten out, and if there's any bass, the bass will be sitting on that flat area, looking up. Okay, so it doesn't seem like the bass is around this rocky area, so I'm gonna be moving towards that sandy, or yeah, more towards that sandy area. That sandy spot right there is also a drop off too. Damn, look at this mama bass right here. It's about 21 inch. Okay, so as you guys can see, the spot right here is a little bit flat, and right there's a drop off. I'm gonna be staying where this flat area is at, and I'm gonna toss it out. Yeah, basically it's open water for these bass. I have no idea where these bass are at. Yeah, so this is somewhat a drop off from this hill. It's probably going down like maybe a good 90-degree angle down. A lot of bait fish. See how deep it is. It's actually, I say maybe 15 feet. There's a 15 feet drop right there. And there's a lot of bait fish running around. You guys see that? They're jumping like crazy. They're just not biting. Oh, I got it. Oh, yo, I got it. There you go. Time and patience, yo. Yep. Time and patience, yo. He took it. I could feel him swallowing the jig down his throat. Bam! Right there. Right there. That is about maybe 15 inch. Right there. Yeah, it looks like maybe 15 inch. Look at him. He basically choked on it. Well, not really. I got him on the lip. Picked it up quick. He didn't even hesitate. Right there, guys. Beautiful fish. Let's measure this bad boy out. You know what? He's almost 14 inch. Almost 14 inch. Let me show you guys. Right there. Almost 14 inch. Close enough. Oh, legal size over here is 15 inch and they only let you keep 2. So I'll see this guy next year. Well, I'll see you next year, fishy. Thanks for the fight. Okay, so all I did there was I threw it out about a 90-degree angle. See, so let me show you. So all I did was I threw it out here, staying where I'm at right here. I tossed it out about 90-degree angle, and I basically worked my way back here. I'm imagining all the fish facing this way. So if I was to toss it out right there and work my way back, my jig will be in front of them, and they won't have any hesitation of seeing my lure without checking it out. And right there, I felt that thump. I knew that my jig was a little bit big. See, so my jig was a little bit big. I basically let that fish held onto this jig head, because since it's a little bit big, I'm thinking maybe when they bite, they'll bite from the tail only. When I felt that tug, that's when I set that hook, because I knew right away that the fish had it deep inside its throat. Yeah, so right now we're in September, and the bass is feeding like crazy right now because they know that winter is coming. They want to eat as much as they can before they go deep down. Bass, they don't hibernate. They actually feed throughout the whole year, but they just want to move somewhere where the water is stable. So by doing that, when winter comes, they'll go more deeper and stay down deeper there.